American citizens, hearken unto the words I'm about to tell you. You've watched over the years and decades as your government has become corrupt and greedy to their own ends. They have begun to serve their own interests, their own agendas, and the agendas of those who lobby them, and not the American people or the Constitution, which they have taken an oath to before God. You've watched as your government has torn this Constitution to shreds with illegal wars which your sons, brothers, and fathers have been wounded or killed in. Through illegal wiretapping, reading through your emails, monitoring your phone calls, and invading all your personal information, a violation of the Fourth Amendment. You've watched as your government and politicians, both the left and the right, have taken away your gun rights and imposed continually more and more gun legislation. The Second Amendment says, shall not be infringed. And infringe does not mean to take away completely, but to hinder. This government has betrayed the principles and ideals which had made this the greatest, freest, most prosperous country in the history of the world. And this government wants to destroy all of that. Give our sovereignty away through things like NAFTA and the United Nations. George Washington, the father of our country, spoke to us how dangerous it is to make long-term alliances, and how right he was. He also warned us about political parties, and now it's to the point where it doesn't even matter who the candidate is. As long as he wears a red or blue tie, you'll vote for him. This is not how our nation was intended to be, and this is not how I will allow it to be. A call to all patriots has been given long ago. Stop conceding and compromising with these traitors. I want everyone to read the Declaration of Independence and see what this country was founded on. Read all the reasons they had for declaring independence from the crown in the first place, and then compare it to what our government does today. Thomas Jefferson told us, the tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. Abraham Lincoln said, we the people are the rightful masters of both Congress and the courts, not to overthrow the Constitution, but to overthrow the men who pervert the Constitution. Has the Constitution been perverted? If your answer is no, I ask, how do you know? Have you read the Constitution? Quoted from Edward Abbey, a patriot must always be ready to defend his country against his government. All patriots must begin to stand up for what is right. Stop worrying about what your friends and family might think of you. Stop worrying about your own personal wealth, liberty, and even your life. The founders wrote in the Declaration of Independence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. It's time for modern patriots to do the same. For if we don't, we won't have a country to protect for much longer. For if we don't, there is no telling what tyranny will take away from you, regardless of how much you comply. Our posterity will never get the blessings of freedom that we got to enjoy, even if ours is limited compared to the past generations. All ages, sexes, skill levels, races, ethnicities, religions, and so on must band together as Americans, as patriotic men and women, and start to push them back. Take up arms, train, and get ready to fight. Through law, through political speech, and through violence. Whoever fires the first shot loses the war. Don't let them trick you into firing that shot. But when they fire, give them hell. They tell us, sir, that we are weak, unable to cope with so formidable an adversary. But when shall we be stronger? Will it be the next week? or the next year? Will it be when we are totally disarmed and a British guard shall be stationed in every house? Shall we gather strength by irresolution and inaction? Shall we acquire the means of effectual resistance by lying supinely on our backs and hugging the delusive phantom of hope until our enemies shall bound us by hand and foot? Sir, we are not weak if we make proper use of those means which God of nature has placed in our power. Quoted from Patrick Henry.